Now today I don't know what kind of success we're going to have because the wind is kind of blowing out there, but I was hoping at a minimum to get the primer on today, the next coat of primer, because it's always to your advantage to let the primer dry a little bit. I don't know if that's going to be the last coat of primer until I look and see how this played out, but our body work actually feels pretty good. And I'm thinking this might be the last coat of primer. If it is, I'll let it dry for about an hour. And the temperature it is out there now, it should be an hour, should be plenty. And if the wind would just let up just a little bit, I could get the blue on. Now the thing I try to do is I'm in the corner of the house. It just minimizes the wind blowing by, and it's it's really blowing pretty bad. But what I'm afraid is going to happen is if I don't take advantage of this day, we have other things we're working on. Actually doing some painting by my daughter's house, so I want to get this done for Vlad. He wants to pick it up. Again, this is the primer that we've used the whole job. I haven't used anything but this. This will be the second full coat. And one of the mistakes you can make is not to shake the can enough. You want to hear that ball rattle for at least a minute. Otherwise you're just spraying the binder and you're not getting any of the filler, or you're getting less than you should. Again, what you want to try to do is get on relatively thin coats. You don't want any big drips and drools and whatever. This is a relatively thin primer. There's not a lot of filler in it. So you've got to have the part relatively smooth. You're not going to get a lot of buildup with this primer, which for us is fine. Oh, look at this, I got it. Some of these cans do spit. Well, we'll just have to take care of that before we paint the blue, but that's no problem. It's actually to our favor that the sun is out anyway. The last couple of days it was really rainy. It's horrible. Well, we always try to improvise, like the Marines. We always try to take advantage of what we can. Now, I just noticed this is a can, and this is the first one I've had of this kind of paint that you'll just spit out a big glob. So when you get one like that, it's got to be pretty much just lightly sanded out before you go on to the next step. Well, I'll be careful with this now. Okay, we're going to let that dry about 10 or 15 minutes. See if it needs another coat somewhere, and mix up the blue and see if we can get the blue on there. Now while that's drying, I'll have a cup of coffee, take a break for a minute. I have to mix up the blue paint. The other part of this, that there's a couple little drops on there that I want to just hit with the sandpaper once that's dry. Just dry, touch them with a piece of sandpaper, and we'll be ready for the blue paint. And this working in the corner like this is helping us at least be able to paint on a day that the trees are really blowing out there. Now each one of my spare different paints for different customers, I keep in a tub. And this is one of the tubs we have Vlad's stuff in here, his Bomoda seat, his Guzzi. And now notice this is one thing Vlad did that was very smart. He bought a quart of paint, Colorite, so you know it's going to be an exact match. There'll be no chance this doesn't match. And we even have some that's already mixed up. So we are really on a roll here, on a buttered roll. But this is the way, never buy just the amount you need. Because now what'll happen is you scratch it, you need to refinish your part, exactly what we're doing now. And you don't have the paint from the same can. Not from the Stevie Wonder or the Ray Charles Color Mixing Company. Now here's my solution for working around a noisy compressor. I know John will be impressed with that. I tried a lot of things to try to quiet this compressor down. It's just a loud compressor. But while I'm working in this room mixing paint, it's way to go. Now, I carefully painted around all the edges. Now what's going to happen, this is going to need 3 coats about 20 minutes apart. So I'm going to get the whole first coat of the blue on, let it sit to dry, second coat, third coat, and we'll decide. Again, Vlad hasn't gotten back to me about the decals. Maybe what I'll do is just put 1 coat of clear on there to seal it up. All right, after the second coat, it's starting to look like Suzuki blue. And I think what I'm going to do, I am going to give it the extra time to dry here, since it's looking like we could take advantage of the fact there's no rain today. Get 1 coat of clear on there, and that'll seal it up. Okay, the 3 coats are on there. They've dried up nicely. Actually, it looks like it's going to be well, color match, color right, whatever it is. That paint always matches very well. Now what I decided to do, and give Vlad all the options here, is to get 1 coat of clear over the blue. For a track bike, that's certainly enough. He's not going to buff this out or anything. But what I want to do is then he can put any amount of decals he wants on there. And if we have to refinish this again, we can just peel the decals up with a heat gun. If we put clear over the decals, it's going to be a monumental job, just like this was. Something to consider when you're doing a track bike.
That wind is really blowing. It's going to be able to paint in the corner today.
Well, I mixed up enough material, probably be able to give this a second coat. There's no point not using up the material, that's for sure. It is brutal with that wind blowing. God, just stop blowing. Now that's almost 2 full coats on there. That might be enough. I think Vlad can just put the decals on and put it on the bike. And I think for a track day bike repair part, I think Vlad will be real happy with that. And had we done this with Bondo, I think there'd be a lot more chance it would crack. But let's see. Let's hope Vlad has a lot more luck getting a bike on a trailer. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. And obviously, thanks for watching.